Is it a bacon kind of a morning?
Bacon kind of a morning.
We're out of pre-cooked bacon, so before we can have breakfast.
Gotta have bacon.
Yeah, and one of us, their errand yesterday was to get a shingle shot.
Oh yeah.
And woke up going, I think I have a fever.
Yeah. Yeah, my arm's sore.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
The shingle shot was hard on me. It was. So if it's hard on you, I would be surprised because nothing's hard on you, but I would understand.
Yeah.
We've got us a fine feeling morning out here today. Nice and cool. Little breeze. Supposed to be gray today, but not necessarily any rain. And I am going to mow the grass instead of going for our walk. That was our plan from yesterday. Marty goes for his yearly shots at the vet at 1:30. So I'll need to, this being Marty, I'll need to, get out here, get her done, and be ready to drive Marty up to the vet. Hey, bud. Hi. Hi. Good morning. Good boy. Don's been out to get the paper. The house is smelling like bacon. I got on the scale yesterday. I don't do that very often. And I'd lost 3 pounds. I don't think it's because of the illness. I'm thinking the eating earlier in the evening and the eating twice a day is at least not working out bad for me. Bacon and eggs for breakfast, steak or a little bit of cheese in the evening. It's not working out too bad. Yeah, I'll pick up these leaves with the mower. It's not desperately in need, but it needs it. It needs it. I'm not freaking out about the yellow jacket near me. I'm not. I wouldn't have freaked out the other day if I hadn't have started getting stung. For all I knew, too, it was fire ants. It was hard to say. Although I had one up on my back, so that was 2 on my back. Actually, that was not a typical fire ant bite. They would have been all inside my shoes. Good morning, Gray Girl. Hi. Hello. How are ya? Oh, you know what? I forgot your goop. I gotta go get your squirt on stuff. It's a good girl. Yeah, I gotta make chicken today. Your eye looks good right now. Looks really good. Let me go get your goop. I don't remember what it's called. Okay, it's mow grass time, and Marty and Tux are both asleep over here, so I'll start in the front yard. Well, I'm done out here in the front yard, including the other side of the bridge. And I just swapped out my battery. It wasn't dead, but it was on red. And I wanted my camera that was in the garage. I had to go to the garage anyway. One-handed, across the yard, self-propelled is the best. So I told this guy that he did not have to come out here today, that he could rest, because he wasn't feeling 100%, but he's got his podcast in, but he wanted to come out anyway. I guess he feels good enough to be out here, not top speed, but good enough. Yeah. You're feeling good enough. It's such a pretty day that it's hard to...
Yeah, I mean, it's a good day to work. I mean, it's not super... I mean, it's comfortable out here. It could be a little cooler for me, but I get it. It's not hot at all.
I started out almost shivering because I'd had that iced coffee, but I've warmed up now. I'm plenty hot now.
I broke a sweat.
Yeah, I broke a sweat too. So I asked him to pull back in behind here and keep on going that way.
Right.
At least up to these trees.
Yeah, I'm going that way. I don't
with
know
the
how far down, but I'm going that way.
Good. Thank you. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too.
I guess I've been out here about 2 hours. I was slow mowing because I kept on stopping to pull stilt grass and vines and other things I didn't want where they were. I've also blown the driveway and the cul-de-sac. It sprinkled for like a minute, not much. Look at how much better that looks through there. That was exactly what I was hoping for. Yep, I'm very pleased. Don says he's finishing up down here. Since he's been through here, I'm assuming it's safe to walk here. I can't live the rest of my life afraid of the woods. Hey, Donnie. Big improvement.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yep, very pleased. Now when I look up off the front porch, I won't be seeing stuff that I know should be not where it is. Okay, I really do need to go get ready to leave for the vet. But I wanted to say that this is also an olive osmanthus planted several years after the one on the other side of the house. I planted 2 here. I got them on clearance for $7 a piece at Walmart, and the other one was planted over there or pretty close. Anyway, the voles ate the roots on it. I walked by one day, it was dead. I pulled up on it, it came up in my hand. That's voles. But this one's doing great and is also blooming right now. So between the one on this side of the house and the one on the other side of the house, the whole house just smells divine. It smells excellent. If I see any more on clearance, I will buy that because it's evergreen, has a nice shape. I don't have to do much to it after I plant it. You know, it just does really nice. It provides some coverage. It's, you know, and it's done well over there, and it handles part shade. Handles part shade just fine. Okay, Marty's here in the tall chair. Him and Tux are not petrified of the mower and the blower like Stripe and Morris. Marty and Tux, they don't go very far, although I've already seen Stripe and Morris. As soon as it stops, they come back, but they just get farther out of the way. Hi. Hello. Your kingdom is looking better. Should be less chance of snakes and ticks and bad things. You gotta keep it mowed. Alright, it's 10 minutes till Marty's appointment. That should be doable. I took time to make a cup of iced coffee because I just really needed a cool beverage. Yeah, it's looking... Hi, Marty. It's looking really nice. That made a big difference to me, what Dawn did. And then getting it mowed, too. I know Michelle and the kids don't care what the yard looks like, but it looks nicer. It looks good. It's sort of back to where I didn't come down here. This isn't every other time, well, except the blow. This is like a every other time thing for me. I did all I could do. I did all I had time to do. I knew I had enough time, and I had just enough time. Hi, Mart. I did think about, should I really get Marty shots today, but Marty has not had any reactions to his shots that were negative, so I'm gonna go with let's do it, because midnight goes next Wednesday, same time, same bat channel. I saw this post on Beyond the Brick on Facebook. You can follow them on Twitter and some other places, but they seem, on X, excuse me, but they seem to post the most pictures to Facebook. And this guy built this super huge Lego Batman, the symbol that they shine with the big theater light on top of the building, the signal for Batman. He built one of those for his wall, and it's all these black pieces that make it, and then he did something really cool to light it up, the dome behind it kind of a thing, and it looked great. Well, they're here, they're doing stuff. A lot of people here too. I didn't even think about it as I was coming around. Okay, guys. Yeah, that's nice, but it's my lane. So the people that are watching the road are standing on the side of the road but not watching the traffic on the corner. That's just great. Okay, well, they're busy. Guess that's good. Marty's back there and he's pretty calm. He tried to hide at the vet. He did not try to scratch or hiss or do any negative people behaviors. He got his shots and he got, give them all a yearly dewormer. The guys that are outside just in case, and it's cheaper than having them test and then end up having to give it anyway. So he usually does fine with his shots. Gray's the one that's more sensitive. He was 14.6 pounds. He was 15.9 the last time, so he may have lost a little bit. So he didn't gain any, so that was good. I wasn't in more trouble. He has broken teeth that he's had that aren't new. The vet just noticed all 4 canines, all 4 of the pointy teeth are broken. That was stuff that happened before he came to me. I don't know what Marty's life was before he came to my house. I know he has a good life now. And he has had apparently his whole life chronic ear infections, and he has really small openings into his ear, which doesn't let a lot of air in there, and they're chronically itchy. So I told her, I said, really, I just don't want the refrigerated stuff. He hates me. And he starts to get really upset about it, and it hurts our relationship. And they're not bloody infected. He's miserable. He's itching so much. So she gave me some ointment that might not be as effective, but isn't cold, that I could squeeze in his ears twice a day for 7 days. But I told her I'm not starting it until Monday. I don't want his ears to be miserable. But he's going to continue to have problems with his ears. And I don't want him to hate me. So... but flea medicine and ear ointment Monday. Gonna wait and do that. Let him get over the shots and keep him in a good mood and close to the house. And then Monday, yeah, we'll worry about that next week. So I'm gonna play pogo for a minute so Dawn doesn't have to bring me back out. Doesn't have to, doesn't mean we won't. And I'm gonna take Marty home now. Don said he did fine for the 2 hours he was out there, but he was definitely ready to go sit down after the 2 hours. So I'm glad he got a little fresh air. I'm glad he didn't overdo it. And I made a joke with the vets. They got a clean shirt after mowing, and that was all I had time for. So yeah, we're gonna have ribs for dinner. I'm gonna try to work on my 2-story pumpkin house. It's all good. It didn't rain on Ruby while I was in town. It's all good. I should have all of the parts I need to finish this guy. I've got 90 minutes. That might be enough to finish it. I'm going to start. We'll see how far I get. I made good progress, but I'm not done. That's because I forgot that the whole top part of the backside, nighttime, good girl, wasn't complete. But I've got the flowers going around the rail. I've got these macaroni parts right. I finished the window sills that were missing on the back side. I've added mushrooms where they were missing. This gray piece is supposed to be white. That's the only thing that I've put on that's not the right color on the front side. I don't think you're going to be able to see this, so I'm not worried about it. There's a walkway, a patio, a balcony on the back side here. I have some dark pieces that are supposed to be light reddish brown. I should probably fix that I don't have. I would have to get those. Those are like telescope pieces. Anyway, it opens up and it's looking good. I'm working on the furniture up here in this whole top portion. It's coming along nicely. At least, nighttime. Hi, pretty girl. At least one more outing, maybe 2. Just depends. 4 hours probably. So 1 long session or 2 short sessions. And again, it's because I didn't calculate that this whole part back here wasn't done. From the front, you can't tell it's missing, which is kind of why I did it the way I did it. So, stopping for St. Louis ribs. What? What? I guess he's hungry. Better feed him before I feed me, huh? You hungry? Okay.
This is our dryer. The dryer is 20 years old. Marianne had it long before we got married. We've been together since 2003, so it's 10 years. So it's at least 10 years old. It's electronic, but listen to this. You can hear the click. That's not. I mean, that's a mechanical switch there, and then you had to hit the start button to make it go. So you actually have to hit the control button, and then you have to hold the start button for a couple seconds. If you just smash the start button, it doesn't work. But if you hold it, then it starts. So I gotta take this off so I can get to these two switches, this switch and that switch. So that's why I've got to have two normally open contacts. I have to do this one and then do this one. Of course, the problem is the cover comes off if it's just sitting out. It's real easy. There's 3 screws. There's one here, one in the middle, and one over there. But the problem is I have no clearance, as you can see. So it's not easy. JB and I, let me rephrase that. JB and I built these pedestals to raise it up. If it was just sitting on the floor, it would be no problem. But the dryer's pretty easy, pretty light. I can manhandle the dryer in and out. The wash machine, another issue. That sucker was heavy. It took all I could do to get it up there. And so I'm not pulling the washer out. I may pull the dryer out, but I'm never going to pull that washer out. Well, I got lucky. I didn't have to pull the dryer out. I just had to drop it down just a little bit. And I was able to get the thing slid back. Now that doesn't mean I can actually slide it forward. But now I can take out these screws and hopefully pull this panel forward. So I'm going to chill here. I'm going to put it back together real quick and just slip the top on. I'm not going to tighten all the screws back up. But I've got a little lucky. There's a ribbon cable here. And it's just a simple continuity. The two I need to put is the control on and the start. And that's plug 13, pins 14 to 2, and control is pin 3, 12, and 9. So I think I can basically go across those pins and I'll be able to basically test them without any real difficulty there. Control them using my normally open, normally closed type switches. Anyway, we'll find out.